Today, we are diving deep into the hidden world of persuasion. We're talking about 6 invisible strings that, believe it or not, might be controlling your choices every single day, without you even realizing it. So the big question is, are you really the one pulling the strings? Let's find out.
This quote from psychologist Robert Cialdini really hits you, right? It's the whole idea behind what we're talking about today. Just let that sink in for a second. The feeling of control you have might actually be an illusion, a very well-crafted one.
So let's just ask it straight up. Think about the last thing you bought on a whim, or a favor you agreed to do. Was that 100% you, or was there a little nudge, something quiet in the background, pushing you in that direction? To figure that out, we've got to understand the rules of this invisible game. And it all starts with something your brain does all the time. It runs on autopilot.
You see, to get through the day without our brains overheating, we use these things called heuristics. They're basically mental shortcuts, little rules of thumb, that help us make decisions fast. Super helpful, right? Well, what Dr. Cialdini discovered is that these exact shortcuts are also the secret back doors for influence.
So let's jump into the first 2 principles. These 2 work together like a 1-2 punch, playing on our sense of duty and our desire to, keep our word.
Okay, first up, reciprocity. This one is baked into our DNA. It's the simple, unspoken rule of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We're just wired to feel like we owe someone when they do something for us, even if we didn't ask for it.
And you see this everywhere. You know when a server leaves a mint with your bell? That's not just a nice little treat. Studies show it's a reciprocity trigger, and it actually makes people tip more. It's the same with free samples at the store. Suddenly you feel this little bit of pressure to buy the product, right? That's reciprocity at work.
And its partner in crime is commitment and consistency. We absolutely hate to look flaky or unreliable. Once we say we'll do something or take a stance on an issue, there's this huge internal pressure to stick with it and act in a way that's consistent with what we've already done.
This is the secret behind that classic foot-in-the-door sales trick. A salesperson gets you to agree to something really small and easy. Just sign this petition? Sure. Once you've said that first yes, you're way more likely to say yes to their bigger request later, all because you want to stay consistent.
And here's where it gets dangerous. With these 2 principles working on you, you can easily get trapped. You might find yourself saying yes to things you don't even want, all because you feel like you owe someone a favor, or you just don't want to seem inconsistent.
Okay, so we've seen how our own internal wiring can be used to influence us. But what about the pressures from the outside world? Let's look at the next 2 principles, which are all about the power of other people, from total strangers to your closest friends.
This one is basically the monkey see, monkey do principle. When we're not sure what to do, what's our first instinct? We look around to see what everyone else is doing. That's social proof. We just assume if a lot of people are doing something, it must be the right thing to do.
And it's everywhere. Bestseller stickers on books, 5-star online reviews, viral TikTok dances, heck, even those old canned laugh tracks on sitcoms were designed to give us social proof that the jokes were funny. But it really makes you wonder, is the crowd always right?
Now, if social proof is all about the power of a faceless crowd, liking is the total opposite. It's about the power of a personal connection. And it's so simple. We're just much more likely to be persuaded by people we actually like.
So what makes us like someone? Well, things like finding out you have a similar background, or someone giving you a compliment, even just being familiar with a person's face. This is the entire playbook for social media influencers and those super friendly salespeople. We trust the message because we like the messenger.
So you can really think of it like this. Social proof is persuasion by numbers. It's the power of the crowd. But liking, that's persuasion by connection. It's the power of a single person you feel a bond with. Both are incredibly powerful, just in different ways.
All right, let's get to our final 2 principles. And honestly, these might be the most powerful, the most automatic triggers of them all. We're talking about our deep-rooted respect for experts and our primal fear of missing out.
Ever since we were kids, we've been taught to listen to authority figures, right? Parents, teachers, police officers. It's so ingrained in us that our brain creates a shortcut. If an expert says it, it must be true. And we often obey without even thinking about it. And here's the crazy part. It's not even about real authority a lot of the time. It's about the symbols of authority. A title like doctor, a uniform, a fancy-looking certificate on the wall. These things can flip our compliance switch automatically. That label on your toothpaste that says doctor recommended? Yep, that's a direct appeal to this exact shortcut.
And finally, we have scarcity. This principle hacks right into our modern-day fear of missing out, FOMO. When something is rare, or when we think we might lose the chance to get it, our brain screams that it must be super valuable and we need to get it now.
Every single time you see limited time offer or only 2 seats left, that is a scarcity trigger doing its job. It's designed to create a sense of panic, to shut down your careful, logical thinking and push you to make a snap decision before you miss out.
So, we know about the 6 invisible strings. That's the first step. But the really important question is, how do we cut them? How do we actually take back full control of our decisions? Okay, building your mental shield against this stuff comes down to a few really simple steps. The biggest one? Just pause. Before you say yes, take a breath. In that moment, ask yourself, wait a minute, why do I feel so strongly about this right now? Try to spot the trigger. Is it because you're given a free gift? Is it because there are only 2 left? Try to separate the actual thing from the persuasive trick being used on you. That little pause is your superpower. It wakes up your logical brain and stops you from making a rushed emotional choice.
In the end, it all comes down to what Cialdini says. Awareness is the best protection. Just by knowing these 6 principles exist, you are already so much better equipped to see them coming and make your own truly independent choices. So now that you know the rules of the game, which one of these principles are you going to be watching out for first?